Oh, crazy with Bubs. Oh, I forgot Deadpool's Diner's back this week, yeah? Thursday, cool. Noted. Is it 2 weeks again? I thought it was a week. Is it 2 weeks? I had 1 week in my brain. Two weeks. 2 weeks would put it into the next season, right? Which seems unlikely. It's 11/21 to 12/2. Okay, so it's a little less than 2 weeks because it stops before the season rolls. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh my gosh! What cruel variance Brood hath wrought. They got my freaking apocalypse. Brutal. Okay, that means I'm drawing Dracula next turn though, yes? No, there's no cards in my deck. Oh, I messed up. Yep. They've lost the left, though. Can they beat us? Can they win the game, gamers? I don't think they can. Is local man about to be Killmongered? Apocalypse is 12. I think I'm beating Killmonger, though, yeah? We go 12 right. I think if they Killmonger, they're not beating 12 right. We're still winning left. And if they Apocalypse, we're winning all 3. So we're good. Luke Cage can get us. Maybe. I have a lot of points. They would need, like, Luke plus Killmonger, I think. I'm not playing around both of those out of their deck. I think we might be fine. I think Killmonger's in their output range. I don't think Luke is. Cool.
Victory.
Hey, Kinted, thank you for the almost 5 years. I appreciate that 57-month resub. Welcome back. We were winning even through the -2 on the right? They only played the Squirrel Girl in that order because they knew they were winning the left regardless. They were losing left regardless, whatever you want to call it.
Epic.
Epic. Our airship opponent has a heart. They're not gonna make us suffer. Look at that. They do exist. Yeah, on the wall. Duran, thank you for the baker's dozen. Thank you, Warbug. Pumper, good pumping. So discarded swarm. What do we think about activating Fenris this turn to have it re-trigger whatever discard thing they play right away? I think I'm into it.
I am reborn.
All right, what do they get? Fair.
I am Apocalypse.
I got Pixel Lady Deathstrike, which unlocked Pixel Sabretooth from the album. Listen, we promise Pixel variants and we deliver.
Escape.
A Pixel promised is a Pixel earned. Don't think I'm splitting Scorn. Think she's just gonna stay at base variation. He's playing Airship Thanos, by the way, for those keeping track at home. This makes Morbius the biggest, right? Which I think has a lot of appeal. And then I just play the Apocalypse. A bunch of swords. Maybe we could draw with this. We don't. But it also doesn't matter because we're not playing it. This is the content play, yeah? Is it worse than just playing the apocalypse out? I don't know, probably. I guess this makes my Morbius on the right slightly bigger, yes? Okay, and I got a Thanos out of it, so it's not really much worse.
Power must be controlled.
It's not much worse.
Victory.
We're 10 versus 12, and we got 2 more over here. So technically the same total number of stats on the board. You won, so it was the correct play, obviously. Something like that. V-Boy, thanks for the 19 months. Appreciate it. How's Fenris been? The best Fenris enable so far definitely feels like Moon Knight, but I also think Shang-Chi is kind of awkwardly positioned in this metagame, so I think that could kind of ebb and flow depending on what decks are good or not.
Enough said, Bob. Enough said, Bob.
Remember, this Wolverine doesn't count as destroyed, meaning I can't pull it with Fenris Wolf. Hey, Sporadic! Thank you for the 63 months. Rapidly approaching a nice amount. Welcome back.
Enough said, Bob.
What I think are the odds Hydra Bomb goes to Series 4? I think I'd like to reserve speculation on what I expect them to do, because I am coping that they're going to surprise us this time around. Moon Knight is a slick draw here. Lovely, lovely. If I do this, it gives me 13 total in the center, which is enough to beat them if we win here. And then we activate this to put whatever they discard into play. It says local man about to Carnage Chenevalier. He's pretty reset. Yeah, it's probably a safe bet. He's reset. I really think they need to drop double-digit cards to Series 3
Victory.
in December. I think that is one big thing they could do as a okay, we're gonna start taking strides towards getting this card acquisition back under control. I agree that dropping lots of cards to Series 3 makes the new player experience worse in the short term, but dropping a lot of cards to Series 3 would give potential returning players a reason to return. And that's something Marvel Snap has really been lacking. I think if you dropped a bunch to S3 and people were like, oh, I could come back to Marvel Snap and get like 10 new cards over the course of like a couple of weeks just from playing regular. I think you'd have a lot of more people come back. Is another low collection level opponent? Yes! Cosine Havoc would be an excellent card for them to drop series. Big agree. Not ever been super powerful, but unique feel, fun to play with, and different things.
Doom rules all.
How's Fenris been? Kinda average. Gambit never discards Modok here, because he's a professional. He's someone we can count on, Chan. He's about to make a name for himself here. Some of you doubted my man. Hopefully you don't any longer. The Moon Knight has felt like the best enabler for Fenris so far, Anonymous. I liked the odd Moon Knight deck. I think that deck's been solid for a little while. Felt pretty reasonable. Alright, so in theory we have the left locked up.
Apocalypse.
The question is, do these hold these spots? I'm not sure that they do. They played a Gwenpool. They need any amount of power center, and they need 7 on the right. We'll pump the low CL. We're beating that, yeah? Small mistake here. They could have played the Sif right and gotten us.
Victory.
Activate cards being a universal miss on turn 6 feels bad. I wonder, does Activate get markedly better or markedly worse if they all auto-activate at the end of the game if they haven't already? It's probably markedly better, yeah? At least all the designs we have so far. Are they just like all triggered at the end of the game if you could drop them on the last turn? On turn 6, it's an on-reveal. Kinda. I'd have it activate last after the game is fully over, like in Dracula timing, but... Holy video gamers. It would be a massive buff for Scarlet Spider. I think it would be a marked buff for Symbiote Spider-Man too. A number of them it would be neutral for. But let's be honest, Scarlet Spider needs a big buff. Yeah, card's pretty mid. I'd make Hellcow better. I think after the nerf, Hellcow could be allowed to be better. And Enchantress. Oh, you know what? Putting Fenris Wolf in the clubhouse means we could use his activate to fill it after everything else reveals on the last turn, which is pretty solid. Clean use of resources here.
Apocalypse.
Oh, someone actually asked and answered about auto-activating at the end of the game. Interesting. All right, we survived the 2 tech cards. Barely, but we did. Monka tech cards. Everybody breathe. Speaking of taking a breather, chat, we need to take a pause for the cause and run some Twitch ads so I can make some dollary dues. We're gonna play some more of the discard deck when we return. I don't know if Fenris Wolf is adding too much value here, but this archetype's solid in general, so let's see how it feels. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Using tokens versus keys depends on how many cards you're missing in upcoming Spotlight caches. TLDR. Oh, I think it's time to stand up again, gamers. My back is like we've been sitting for a while. Oh, stretch. There are data mines for next season Spotlight caches after the patch, yeah. I haven't done a formal review on them yet, though. I think at this point, I'll wait for the next season announcement and review the next couple. I don't like doing a new review partway into a season. Squires and thank you for the 2 years. Welcome back. Nice shirt, Jeff. Yeah, I like the gray and lighter color ones from Into the End. Nice contrast to the ones that are mostly black. Dollary dues. I agree, Duck. I think this archetype in general tends to generate some pretty consistently good games of Snap. There's counterplay to a lot of the things that you're doing, but you also are resilient to it. Usually don't just lose to a single piece or sometimes even 2. There's good, interesting sequencing choices. Your deck's built around synergies. New Preem, thank you for the 19 months. Series drops don't really get leaked. They're not in data mine files. They just happen when the patch goes live. And we've been speculating on what we would like to see from the drops. I am leaning towards Fenris Wolf is probably a build around and or tech card more than generically good. It's probably a card you could slot into most Shang-Chi decks when Shang-Chi is good, but I don't know that we're currently in one of those metagames. And it builds really well with Moon Knight. But I don't think it's we play this at everything everywhere type card by any means. Scorn's a lovely pickup. Can I win a 50-50 and get the bonus from Scorn on the Morbius? Nailed it. Do we have an official comment from Second Dinner on the win 75 missions with a snap? Or 75 games with a snap mission? I assume it's a typo similar to the move 75 cards we had, right? I don't know. I don't know what they intend to do about it or if they intend to fix it, but I'm under the assumption that those are not intended. Correct. This is a bug the team is investigating. Perfect.
You won't need this anymore.
I am reborn.
They're 1000% a Shang deck, right? So if I'm gonna stay in this, I need to play like this. All right, new games on the horizon you're looking forward to. You know, I don't think there's anything I'm waiting on at this point. Pocket was the last thing I was waiting to come out. Pretty stocked up for the time being. Wow, they played for the center? Oh, would they just lose the left tier? I'm really surprised they played for the center without Chang. I guess they just assumed we couldn't. I might try the Bazaar when it comes to mobile, but probably not before then.
Victory.
I already triggered the Warhead. Duck, it got our call lead the turn and played out. Have you tried Balanchero? I don't really enjoy single-player games that aren't, the only single-player games I enjoy are games that could be movies. Things like God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't enjoy solitaire card games, generally speaking. The Bazaar is not PvE. The Bazaar is asynchronous PvP. Which is different. But roguelites such as Hades, I don't really enjoy repeating content. I escaped Hell and Hades like once, and then I was kind of bored of replaying the same thing over and over again. I preferred Transistor and Bastion when it came to Supergiant games. Transistor, honestly, might be on my top games of all time list. It's so well done. You think our opponent realized they were making 3D Kominarus? I'm gonna go with no. Are series drops always at the end of the year, or is there no connection? There's no connection. We had 3 different series drops this year. We had series drops happen in January, June, and now December. They do not happen at set intervals. Yeah, Transistor had a solid story and really good gameplay mechanics. I think the mix of... Oh, their bounce is what they're doing. I think the mix of the low, what's it called, Bishop, threw me for a loop. All right, do you think all the emotes were BM, or do you think they just top-decked the Falcon? It's one of the two. Ah, Gambit. Losing back-to-back 50-50s. What a Pokemon pocket card. And then drawing my activate card on turn 6 when it's trash. I guess I wouldn't have wanted to get back a Falcon anyways, so...
Escaped.
Can Fenris Wolves see play in the Odd Night deck with Moon Knight and Black? Well, I don't know what Odd Night is. Like Odd Moon Knight? Yeah, we played that earlier. It'll be the highlight on the staff channel tonight. Is my plan. Our opponent, Octodoctopus, is playing Thanos Erishim. Lovely, lovely.
Opponent snapped.
Whenever a snap feels close and I'm playing against Erishim, I just always leave. Just because I know I'm going to feel deeply unhappy and want to delete Marvel Snap from my computer if they hit a good beat in their high variance deck and they win. It's a very large quality of life increase to just leave the game. Wait, you could just do that. Yep, it's the reason why we're no longer playing Conquest on this channel. So we can leave against Erishim. Erberg, thank you for the over 2 years. Appreciate it. Because they're Thanos, I can't really go all in on the Nexus reasonably. I need to hedge. They changed something about Conquest, or is there just a huge deluge of Thanos shit there currently? Nah, it's just always been super popular in that format. I need a decent hit for Moon Knight for the Fenris Wolf, and then I need to also top deck an Apocalypse here. Armor, yikes. Great. Does this beat Goliath? It gives me 9, and then 16, 17, 26. This beats Goliath. This is that.
Inevitable.
You won't need this anymore. You won't need this anymore.
I am reborn.
Supporter. Is it this? I think I want a card. Hey, don't diff me, Daddy. Holy! Thank you, Charles. I take back some of the bad things I've said about you over the years, but just some of them. You deserved the rest. I'm gonna play this out So that way if I draw... No, if I draw Apocalypse, it's the same. I think we're dead. If I draw the Apocalypse, can we win? If I draw the Apocalypse, we might have a shot. We drew both rocks instead. Yep. That's fine. Gambit don't miss, right? What a good lad. What a good lad!
Victory.
Justina Martyr from the drops. That's a winner. Almost as good as my Gambit hit that game. Gambit living up to that name he's making for himself. He's never missed a day in his life. That's true, you know. Your Gambit maybe has, but mine certainly hasn't. Want to not draw Blade here. Want a Colleen Wing. This one. Excuse me. This game seems to be operating with 11 cards. Has Fenris affected any outcomes? Did you watch the last game we played? He literally just won the last game. If we're looking to be results-based, you literally just have to remember one game. The one right before this one. This is sweet, because Fenris Wolf filling the center now means Gambit can't discard my Wrath card. Although I must say, I'm a little, well, that's funny. I was gonna say I'm a little sad that I'm locked in so low in the middle now. Oh shoot, I forgot about Otto's lab. Maybe that's fine. So they need 9 and they need 3 out of 2 cards? That seems unlikely. And Scorn could mess them up here too. Adding 2 at random to one of these two.
Breaking news.
Big news. Yeah, pupper. Armor! How am I supposed to gambit you now, gamer? Alright, assuredly this Moon Knight never bids by Dracula, yes? He wouldn't dream. Strong guy? For me? For little old me, you got me a strong guy? That's so nice. I didn't even get you anything. What if I go this, and then next turn we go Scorn Modoc. I think I'm into it. I think I'm into it. And remember, our Fenris wolf here is fishing us up a Typhoid Berry. We could get got by an Goliath. Oh, they're a Cosmo deck too. But that's fine. We're winning left and center, yeah? Regardless of what that hits, it makes the Morpheus bigger in the middle.
Victory.
Fenris feels very reasonable inside of Moon Knight decks. I think Shang-Chi's kind of mediocre position, so I haven't enjoyed decks where we're trying to blow things up. But there's a lot of good, high-powered, even-cost things to tag with Moon Knight in the meta. It's felt very reasonable. Yeah, Agent in the Scar deck is a little strange to the last opponent, for sure. It's playing Erishim. Not Erishim Thanos, though, just regular Erishim. Maybe getting Fenris to a 2/7 seems solid. Agree. I think how big the thing you hit needs to be is not very big. Take over Lady Deathstrike. Yeah, the things you're killing with Lady Deathstrike aren't great to Fenris back. Fenris gets you the highest power. You want to steal the big lads? How are the stats on the Erishim Thanos deck? Depressing. They're better than I wish they were. I Modoc out of my deck from the cable. But I can Modoc. I can Fenris Wolf the Modoc now, right? Is how this works? That seems like a punt from them, yeah? First choice to Fenris Wolves. There's another turn. So we're vibing? I think we're vibing, yeah? Oh, my Moon Knight doesn't bend their Apocalypse is noteworthy. Airship popular because it's always newcomers potentially play every card in the game. I think Airship is popular because it's good and people like wacky, weird things. Is Fenris bad? I think there's a good chance Fenris is going to be one of our better cards to release in recent memory. I don't think it's going to be a pushed must-have card, but it feels very playable in these Moon Knight decks. Cards that produce a lot of stats for 2 energy tend to have a pretty reasonable floor. Wolf does not work with Apocalypse, no. Things like Apocalypse and Wolverine and Deadpool that don't stay in the destroy/discard zone do not work with it.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
I think if you are missing Annihilus or you are missing Werewolf by Night and you like the idea of getting one of those cards, you could probably spend on Wolf and play Wolf plenty while also playing that other new card plenty.
Oh, snap.
We tried some Warhead earlier and I was pretty whelmed. I think Warhead in general is not a great card. Alright, Werewolf by Night deck's putting up decent numbers. I think if you are someone who is still choosing which Marvel Snap cards you obtain based on what their numbers are right now, you're a fool who doesn't see the forest for the trees. The reason why so many people have such a bad time with the Marvel Snap economy is because they refuse to accept the idea that Second Dinner is going to constantly tweak and tune things. You can and should pick how you are spending your resources in Marvel Snap based not on what's good right now, but on what cards generate the play patterns that you personally enjoy. Rock. I think it's this. And we put Proxima Midnight over here, and we assume that plus 16 here is enough. I could tie the center, but I think winning the breaker is less likely. gosh. Got me. I guess Maximus was indicative that they're a rooted build, but they also got some Terranian, so such a low probability they have Master Mold. Werewolf by Night gets destroyed by Shagan Shadow King. I really disagree with that take. I guess if you're bad, maybe that's true. But part of the appeal of Werewolf by Night is playing for priority and playing your cards appropriately lets you sequence around counterplay with it. Speaking of things you could play around, you could have played around these adverts by subscribing to the channel, but you didn't, so we'll see you in 120 seconds. And we're gonna do one more set with the discard deck when we return. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere, gamers. Going on, Morning Siders. Appreciate the prime. It's hard to tag the doggo. It's not hard to tag the doggo if you're bad, though. You're bad, though. Your opponent's playing it poorly, it'll give you plenty of opportunity. How do these drops numbers compare to old ones? They're pretty solid. Less good than they were once upon a time, but not bad by any means. The one big change, and this is something we won't know for a few days, is the last couple of drop cycles, the fall off on the second and third day was sharp and fast. So we broke, I have stats to say. What we hit today, what did we peak at? We peaked at about 3,500 people, which is not bad for us. We were the top channel in the Marvel Snap category until Dexter and Dara started reading each other, which pushes one of them up to the top, which is why they coordinate doing it. We were the top of the category for most of the day until they started colluding. Mike Jansen, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Steel Yule, thank you for the 3rd of a year. How do Staps metrics compare to something like Hearthstone? Staps metrics at its start were much worse than Hearthstone's metrics at its start. You can't really do a one-to-one comparison of Staps metrics today to Hearthstone's metrics today because Hearthstone's metrics today, have battlegrounds mixed in that you can't separate out. I forgot how big Hearthstone was at the start. If you want a good if you want a good comparison, Dexter's mods are timing out the fast drops commands. Yeah, but if Dexter really wasn't okay with it, he probably wouldn't work hard with Dara, who perpetrates the whole thing. Dexter seems like a fine dude, but he could easily have his buddy not be a turd. And he definitely doesn't give him any pushback. So, I forgot how huge Hearthstone was. This is Hearthstone's first full calendar year. They averaged 54,000 viewers on Twitch. Snap's first full calendar year, we averaged 3,800. I bet... Is our last 365 actually higher? No, it's about the same. Yeah, I'd actually forgotten just how massive Hearthstone was. Hearthstone was huge when it launched on this platform. Like the biggest Hearthstone streamers were people like Crip. Yeah, Crip's still a big streamer today, but he averaged 23,000 viewers. The first full year Hearthstone was out. Amaz, 14,000. Look at all of these streamers that averaged high 4, low 5-digit viewer numbers. And there were no drops back then. This is just all organic hype around Hearthstone. Like just magnitudes different. Hearthstone was massive. In comparison, what does Hearthstone's last 365 look like? Their last 365, they're still averaging 16,000 for the last year. But again, this has Hearthstone Battlegrounds mixed in, so it's not really a good one-to-one comparison because that's a different game mode. That's not really a card game, it's an auto battler. Alright, so Strange Academy is gonna be somewhere else by the time it happens. I think it's pretty good, I'll stay. Battlegrounds on average has more viewers these days, yeah. By a lot. Hearthstone was the first card game on mobile. It was the first real card game on mobile, yeah. Accurate. Speaking of card games that are big, I'm sure there were people who weren't here earlier to hear us talking about it. Pokemon Pocket has reported that they made over $100 million since the game launched at the start of the month. In 19 days. And as a baseline, Marvel Snap's first year was about 170 million. For their first 12 months. Just for people that would like a, okay, how does this compare type thing. The IP carried it for sure. It will never not be funny to me to hear Marvel Snap players try and put down Pokemon Pocket with the exact same insults that Magic the Gathering players use to put down Marvel Snap. Just can't see the forest through the trees. This gives me 15 here, which is not enough. They could tech card me in the middle. But if they don't have a tech card for the middle, this is good.
Power
Power must be controlled.
Are we good? Oh my gosh, we got him still, yeah? Wait, this play was terrible. They also lost to just me discarding Apocalypse. Why would you stay here? Why would you stay here, gamer? This doesn't beat any of my lines. Good old Shangbrain. As someone who hasn't really been following, is Pokemon Pocket a new TCG with different mechanics or an app version of the physical one? And it's Pokemon redesigned for 2024. So it has some of the same core game mechanics of the paper Pokemon card game, but essentially someone asked themselves the question, if we're going to modernize paper Pokemon, how would we do it? And then they did it. It's really genuinely well done. The games play faster, not quite as fast as Snap, but they're pretty quick. They last somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes on average, as opposed to like the 3 to 5 that Snap does. But genuinely full of good game design. I think I'm waiting here. Or am I gambiting? I could gambit into Blade, right? Surely I never lose this 50-50. The only issue with Pocket is the turn order. It always feels like going second is an advantage. There are certain decks that prefer going second. There's also decks that prefer going first, though. Hit the wrong card. Discarded the wrong card. That's my gambit. That's my gambit. As a Pokemon game, free-to-play friendly. Other people I have talked to who are free to playing the game have said it is friendly. I don't free-to-play any of my games, so I don't want to give you an opinion on it when I don't really have experience with it myself. I think, and this is something that'll resonate with Marvel Snap players, because I think some of you are a little bit burned out on it like other people have been in the past. One of the big things I think Pocket has going for it is there are no missions that make you actually play the game. To keep up and get all of your free rewards every day, you literally just have to log in once a day, open 2 packs, and do what they call a wonder pick to get a card from a selection. And it's really nice to have a game where optimal progression is just doing that, and then I only play games because I want to play games, and not because I feel compelled to. Yes, you can, yeah, that's true. You can do one of the missions by battling, but it's not required. You can do something else instead. And it's so funny. Someone in chat, good ban mods. It's not good game design. 90% of the cards are trash and poorly designed. Again, like I could copy and paste that comment and it would have been a Magic the Gathering player who was bitter about Marvel Snap existing before Marvel Snap released. Like, it's comical how many Marvel Snap players can't just be like, Pocket's not for me, I don't enjoy it, and that's okay, but instead have to make up nonsense and be like, derp derp derp. They can't just let other people like things that they don't like. Colleen Wing Gamer. I'm a gamer. Drawing Moon Knight's probably important to try and disrupt whatever it is they're doing over there. Something combo-y.
Opponent snapped.
Oh, man. Well, now I want to stay so we can gambit them. Probably supposed to leave here, but we're gonna give it the old college best. I imagine some of the hate comes from a place of fear. 100% it comes from a place of fear. And that's the same thing that happened when Magic was around too. And I was talking about Magic is like people spend so much time and money that when they see something similar show up, they start to question, oh, if I like this other thing, it means that maybe the time and money I spent on Marvel Snap was wrong. So you're telling me I'm wrong when you like this thing, so I have to be defensive about it. Same type of tribalism. Can't just let other people like things that you don't like. You tried Agatha Fenris. You know, we haven't yet. I'll have to put that one on the list. It's probably pretty reasonable. Sinister London is so good for us, gamers. Vivian, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate it. I hope Pocket puts out some more PvE. I've liked that part. Yeah, there's already a data mined additional PvE event coming for Pocket, FYI. Be dropping at the end of the month. There'll be 2 new promo cards in it. Assuredly, Gambit never discards my Modoc here, yes? Suicide? Yeah, long stream for dropping today.
I am
175%er. 275%ers. Maybe I should have activated the wolf, actually. Probably. Isn't that a snap? If you're new here, I don't snap while playing on the ladder.
Apocalypse.
Just let the games play out. Ladder rank is meaningless. And I'd prefer to get to see my cards hit the board. If you were gonna snap this game, you should have snapped the turn that Sinister London flipped up, not long after. Got me? I think that might got me. Iron Man be scary, yo. Dinner's ready, come and get it. Marvel Snap's the only card game I've ever played. I'm curious to try the Pokemon game. It's got good onboarding. I will say if Snap's your first card game, and this isn't to say you won't like Pokemon, but the Pokemon Pocket game is a much more traditional card game in a number of ways, which has both ups and downs. There's things that dipping into Pocket reminded me that I missed from playing games like regular Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. And then there's things that I was like, oh, I prefer that Snap got rid of this. And hey, look, our never stat principle saved us an extra cube. 200 gold, lovely. Yu-Gi-Oh's weird. Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the only major card games I've never really touched a whole lot. I did like a brief sponsored segment for their Master Duel client, but haven't really played the game other than that. I cut my teeth on Magic the Gathering and I played some of regular Pokemon for a number of years. You can trade out one feature between Snap and Pocket. What would it be? I would get rid of the emotes in Snap. Oh, I have to move it to the other client? No, I wouldn't do that. I want emotes and nothing. Please get rid of all of them. Thank you, thank you. This is close. And killing Blade's actually really good for me. So long, Goliath! You won't be missed. Smell you later. Shit. Good out, Slayer. Good evening. We got 2,500 people in here at almost 7 o'clock at night. Rapidly approaching my bedtime chat. It's gonna be a late one. We've been on past midnight for drops before. 5 hours. See where the rest of today takes us. Look at this. I can do it. My 3 most loved cards in pocket. Wheezing, Greninja, and then Jury's out on the last one. The Apocalypse variant was from the first bundle. It was, yeah. Time go. Oh, they didn't know I was a discard deck yet. Okay, can Dracula dodge here one more time? He can, sweet. Ah, Pixel Carnage variant. Burn the Witch. They're playing into here every time, right? I don't think playing a Swarm likely does anything. Also don't really need the energy, so I think we chill for now. Put one out, just keep him honest. Put one out and keep him honest. Could be wrong though. Playing the Swarm out is punishing if I hit the Modoc like this. It's fine, we'll just hit the 75%er here twice, yeah? Well, that's funny. Gambit saved himself here. He killed the Warhead before he was done resolving. If I keep one Swarm, it's +6 in the middle. I want to put at least a little more here. And then hopefully Scorn hits here too. Just leave it.
Victory.
This wolf felt fine in here. I don't know that it makes the deck markedly better or different, but it's neat that it's like another cheap payoff. I guess the question is like, is it better or just different from the collector, which would be a similarly cheap payoff? I don't really have a good answer to that. I don't think I'd recommend pulling for Wolf for this deck, but if you have it, it seems fine to dork around with for your new card. Probably clean for getting your missions done. Dracula discard's been really, really reasonable in the format for a while.